Greetings and welcome to Enigmatic. Happy Friday. I hope this video finds you well and that you're doing well and finding balance. I wanted to share a very strange experience that I'm having right now. Something I'm trying to make sense of as I continue to make more sense of my enigmatic self. For the past 3 weeks or so, I have just made a lot of shifts. I've talked at length about how we're maladapted for our environments, how we're overstimulated, how society and our culture is conditioning us and brainwashing us to just go, 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 right? And so, in reflecting on this, as well as other parts of my own personal inner experience, such as finding a lot of things just dull and boring, vapid and insipid, I have been spending an absurd amount of time in silence. So, like going throughout the day, we often find something to occupy our minds with. Some people listen to podcasts, some people listen to music. Sometimes it's an audiobook or a YouTube video. I mean, this day and age, we have the ability to have servers as well as Netflix and Hulu on our phones. So we're inundated with stimulation and entertainment in a lot of ways too. So in a certain sense, we're distracting ourselves. And so I've immersed myself in a whole lot of silence. During this time, it's been about 3 weeks. During this time, I have not done any psychedelics aside from taking my microdoses, because I really do feel like they help me function. And I have been still smoking a lot of cannabis. I feel like it's something that's helping me get through this experience, because I don't know how long I'm going to do this for. I'm at 3 weeks right now. Yesterday I was considering how long I wanted to go. Do I want to push it out to 3 months, 6 months, a year? I don't know. But there's a fluidity of thought that I feel that I've been striving for a very long time, and it seems like I have it right now. This week especially, I've been very, very productive. I'm trying my hand out in modeling in certain ways, so I've been uploading to TikTok and pushing the boundaries of my comfort zone. Because what I'm doing, I really don't think is that big a deal, but people are childish, so like I'll be a little bit more upfront. So like some of the images that I've shared are of my physique and in my underwear, and I'm flexing. So it's like, obviously the parts that I'm flexing, the entire thing is supposed to be, taken into consideration, not just what happens to be in my underwear. But you gotta play the game, and you have to get attention in some way in order to get a message across, in order to generate a following and things like that. And then I've also been posting yoga as well, because that's another thing I've been doing a whole lot of in the past 3 weeks, is a lot of yoga. And so all this being said, energetically, I am operating on a very high frequency right now. And I feel that there are some negative side effects that I'm experiencing as a result of this. But at the same time, these negative side effects are not impeding my forward momentum at the moment. That's the key thing, at the moment. I'm a little bit worried about a potential crash in the near future. However, pretty much this entire 3 weeks, I've had insomnia. I can't sleep more than 4 hours at a time. I even tried taking a nap yesterday, and I made it an hour and then just woke up and was just wide awake with my body hurting. This is a strange experience. It's like parts of my mind are lining up in the ways in which I need them to, in which I've been striving for a long time, and I had to do the opposite of what I thought I needed to do in order to get it there. So that being said, like, you've probably, I don't know if I have or not, but I've talked shit about AI. That's not to say that I think it's all bad. I just think that because people are people, that there's certain things that should be highlighted. I use it all the time, and I'm always learning more about it. But that being said, I'm using AI right now to help me write a new treatise on how I think that paradoxes are fundamental to reality. We like to use reductionism in this one vector way, and it's like, what if reality in its simplest terms are a paradox, which is a paradox in and of itself, because paradoxes make things more complex. So that's something that I just started working on. It just kind of came out of nowhere, sitting in silence, and it just came up. So I'm thankful for that. I need to do that for me. Yes, I would like to potentially share it as my novel philosophy and put it out into the world, yada yada yada. But I can't even fucking think about that shit if I want to get it done. I'm noticing that I make too many considerations that are valid considerations, but I'm a limited individual. So I need to trust myself. That's something that's been coming up in therapy a lot. And it's interesting as I reflect on, recording this video to you right now. I feel fluid. I feel coherent. I feel like I've said less. But at the same time, I feel somewhat spastic. Not quite manic, but energetically high. And there's a part of me that's uncomfortable with it. I do feel that overall, and this was what the goal was, is for me to move closer to myself, to have more self-understanding, to understand myself relative to others and the world, to understand, quote unquote, my place in this world. There was a quote that I saw, and it was something that was partially an inspiration for this experience, but simply was saying that silence is the voice of God, which, talking about God is a very complex thing with me, but for my leanings towards the idea of God, it's something that appeals to me a great deal. I also, another contributing factor, and I have a buddy who might listen to this, but I imagine that a friend of mine that we've just started hanging out over the past year or so, every time I go to his house, it's silent, right? And so I kind of imagined that he spends a shit ton of his time in silence. And let me try it out. I talked to him yesterday about it, and he's like, no, I actually don't spend that much time in silence. I usually have something on in the background. I'm like, oh, okay, so I'm just pushing myself closer and closer and losing my own damn mind. But, that's just part of my enigmaticism. That's part of my masochism. So, you boys fucking nuts. Anyway, thanks for listening. Thanks for being here. Just trying to be, again, sincere and authentic about, the different processes that we go through in life. This is all about consciousness to me. Just, an expose on what my consciousness is doing now in this moment, in this given time, in this period. So yeah, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And you know what? If anything, share it with yourself. Type your own phone number in and text it to yourself. I appreciate you. Be good to you, be good to others, and have a great day. I'm going to continue losing my mind in silence. Peace.